Alright, so this is action duels. So I kind of fine-tuned and ironed out the action duel rules. The links will be in the description. I got some of the action cards. I got like 2 of the traps. I didn't want to do the other traps they have because they're the question ones, the ones that you have to answer a question. If you get it right, you gain life. If you get it wrong, you lose life. I didn't want to waste time doing that one, doing those, since they weren't just immediate basic cards you can play. They were unique. So I only did the other ones. So you see, this is the back of the action card. So here's the back image. I created a field spell that I call Action Duel World, and the rules on how to basically use the action cards and what you're supposed to do and stuff are written on the card itself. In case you can't see it, I'll zoom in a little bit. Players can add 1 card from the top of their action zone to their hand. At the start of the main phase 1, main phase 2, and or battle phase, at the start, remember that, no damage stab, none of those in between stuff. It's at the start. So if you draw, then the standby phase, and you summon a monster, you can't add an action card because that's not the start of the main phase. I mean, the start of the main phase, you add an action card. It's not that different from like Cold Wave, where Cold Wave can only be played at the start of the main phase. Main phase 1, for example. So at the start of these phases is when you can add an action card from the top of the action zone to your hand. Alright. Players can only have 1 action card in their hand at a given time. Action cards can be played from the hand during either player's turn. So that makes the game unique and interesting, right? So that's pretty much a lot, the concept of the anime's action duel. So I just turned it into a card that you could play. Let me go back a little bit. Let's see. There you go. So this is what the field zone will look like. You got your pendulum zones, of course. You got your monster zone, your spell and trap zone, extra deck, your field zone, your graveyard, your main deck zone, and your out of play zone could be anywhere else. Then you got your action card zone, and you got your action field zone. And this is where the action card field will go. Put it there, and then you'll be able to play the cards. The rulings of the game include that you can't use those cards and can't do anything with the action cards unless you have the field zone. The field zone cannot be MST'd or negated or moved or anything like that. It's just it's a game state. You know what I mean? It's just saying, hey, this is the type of duel we're having. So it's just there as a reminder of the rules, so to speak, as well as it just looks cool. Instead of because here's the thing, a lot of the field zones for the action duel thing, they all pretty much have the same concept. You can play action cards, that's about it. They don't really do much of anything else. They don't give power boosts to anything. They don't give players certain extra advantages. The only advantage is the action cards. So instead of creating all the different action zones into card form, I just create my own field zone, a field card, to my own action field card to represent all the field cards. So a generic field card. Alright, so you'll be able to play action duels in real life. Alright, avoid, you can download the stuff. I don't need to tell you what they all do, but just showing you what they look like. See, here's an action trap. So this is what you should expect. And these are pretty good effects. Some pretty good effects in this thing. definitely would be fun. One copy of each in the action zone for the time being. Victory on the change. And there you go. The idea is you'll print them out. Gonna make sure the backing. It just makes it more cool if you have the backing. Get some clear card sleeves, so that way you can put this and the image of a card, like this card for example, right? Slide in there. Now you have action cards, because your opponent needs to be able to know that that's an action card. They need to be able to see it's an action card because it's public knowledge. Maybe you can clearly see that he has an action card in his hand, and it's this background. So to stick with the concept, plus I have two. Have also helps your opponent. Maybe you have to put one back. You're not supposed to have two. So and